This is really one of the best views of Napoli.
Mm-hmm.
You can even see Capri in the distance.
You mean Capri?
Yes, Capri.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're gonna do this walk and action.
Welcome to Napoli. Once again, we're here on top of a hill, the hill of Vomero. We're in the Floridiana Park today, and we're gonna walk all the way from here down to Mergellina on the seaside of Napoli. I'm really excited, can't wait to take a lot of pictures, so let's go. The Floridiana is a park in the Vomero neighborhood. It's one of the green areas of Napoli. It's a spot that people use to hang out, to come and read a book, meet some friends, but most importantly, to see the beautiful view from the balcony of the Floridiana. From there you can see the whole city of Napoli, the roofs, the Gulf of Napoli with the Mediterranean Sea, the Castle dell'Ovo, the peninsula of Sorrento, and also Capri in the distance. It's a beautiful view, one of the most cinematic views of Napoli, and it's one of my favorite spots in the whole city. It's also the perfect spot to start the walk that we're about to do today. Let's go.
Speaking of history in Napoli, didn't something happen when you were in high school with this park?
Well, yeah, there was this rumor, I remember, when I was younger, I was in like probably middle school, that by the time that you would get to high school, the tradition was that you were gonna skip one day of school once with all of your friends and come to the Floridiana just to hang out. So nothing really crazy. I do remember that when that time came, my friends and I decided to not go to school that day, so we met outside of school, and then we came here to the Floridiana to hang out for hours. Just, yeah, I think one of us brought a soccer ball. That's it. That's how rebel we were during those days. But that's what the Floridiana represented. A lot of good memories at the Floridiana. This is the first set of stairs that you gotta take. This is the first one. There's gonna be another one exactly the same as this one. And that's it. Basically, you're going downhill. When you get to the bottom of the second set of stairs, look at Capri and turn right. How romantic of a way to give directions, right? This road is really famous in Napoli. It's a really long road that goes all the way from Vomero here across town. And the buildings are beautiful. And almost all of them have this amazing view of Napoli, or at least part of it. So to live here is to live on a balcony looking at Napoli. It's so amazing. Now, this might look like just a side road that leads to nowhere with no exit, but this is actually the beginning of Calata San Francesco, as you can see from the sign behind me. This is a spectacular descent into the heart of Napoli. Calata comes from the verb calare, which means to descend. So Calata, a descent. And from here, from Vomero, from the top of the hill, we're gonna get to the seaside of Napoli. As usual in Napoli, you might see these and think, oh my God, everything is closed, everything is shut down. Just, you know, don't worry, it's fine, walk on the side. There's always a way to get somewhere, okay? There's always work in progress here, so don't worry about it, just go. This is actually cool. Basically what today is called Calata San Francesco, the sign here reminds us that the previous name was actually Salita Vomero. So it's funny because the previous name was Salita, salire, to go up, as if, you know, you were going up to Vomero. Now it's Calata, so it's probably like more positive, I say it, because salire is tough. Calata is more like, it's fine, it's just a Calata. I don't know, I'm interpreting it right now. We became more positive with time. Imagine how awesome it is to live here. God kissed you on the forehead, you know, for you to live in a place like this. It was literally like, here's your gift. You wake up in the morning you open the balcony and that's what you see. You know, not just Calata San Francesco, but you literally see this amazingness in front of you. Now, when we started the walk a few minutes ago, the sign said Calata San Francesco, Quartiere Vomero, so Vomero neighborhood. Right now, after just a few minutes, it says Quartiere Chiaia. So it's a reminder that when you're in Napoli, you want to look for these signs all over to remind you not only the name of the street, but the name of the neighborhood that you're in. And in some cases, they might have the word limite, because it's on the border between two different neighborhoods. So right now, we're entering Chiaia. Also, this couldn't be one of our walks through Napoli if I don't mention the Tufo rock, present all over the city of Napoli, and even here, obviously, even on this walk. The wall of Tufo comes with you all the way downhill to remind you that you're in Napoli. It's always there. It's not limited to just one neighborhood. It's the whole city. This is one of the many shrines that you can find all over in the city of Napoli, in the streets. We've already seen one on this wall, actually. I like them when they actually tell you a little bit of the story as to why they're there. Like this one here is very important because the people that put it up there, the people of Napoli, of the neighborhood, they dedicated this shrine to the sacred heart of Jesus that helped the city of Napoli against the cholera epidemic of 1884. Napoli over the centuries has had a lot of epidemics. Every century has 1, 2, 3 major ones that happened. Whenever people would survive an event like this one, they would put up a shrine, they would make an offer in a church, they would build even churches. And here we got this little shrine in eternal love for the Sacred Heart of Jesus. See the sign? It's not the limit. Now it's the Quartiere Chiaia, so we're officially in the neighborhood. Also, this building, I really like the color. I don't know if it's the Pompeii red. To me it is. I don't know. It's a weak Pompeii red. They gotta paint it again, but I really like it. On a day like today, with this glorious sun, it's definitely laundry day. We're starting to see the laundry outside in the middle of the street, drying. You gotta take advantage of this because this time of the year, you never know, it might rain a lot. It's March. Corso Vittorio Emanuele. So at the bottom of these steps here, you gotta continue. You gotta cross the street and keep going downhill. It's very important. But if you have time, you can walk on either side of Corso Vittorio Emanuele. In that direction, you actually get to a really beautiful, beautiful view of Napoli that we saw in another video, a previous video. Definitely recommend it to walk over there for a few minutes for the view, or continuing down this road, you keep going downhill. By the time you walk down Corso Vittorio Emanuele and get to the next main road, you will realize that the stairs, done, finished, finito. There is just a short walk downhill to the sea. And you can start seeing there's a vintagey fruit store that I always like to photograph whenever I walk by. And then there's a few buildings that have a very unique style. I always like to look at them, take pictures. It's a really beautiful walk here. One major difference of walking here compared to other walks that end in the Quartieri Spagnoli or Montesanto is that here you go through a neighborhood that has more space. So it's still Napoli. It's still very chaotic and people driving cars, scooters, running errands all over, but there's more space. So it does feel a little bit less overwhelming than other walks that you can do to get to downtown Napoli. This, for example, is one of the contrasts of the city of Napoli. you've got this building that is basically a church with a statue right outside, a sacred figure, and then on one side you have a high school attached to it. On the other side you have a building where people actually live, and in fact today you can see the clothes hanging outside because they're drying after laundry. I think this image is so representative of the city of Napoli and what makes Napoli so unique, at least in Italy. There's no other place like this. This is the end. We made it. This is the bottom, the finish line of Calata San Francesco, basically. Now all we gotta do, all we have left, we gotta cross this immense and large square to get to the seaside. But this is it. And now look around, look at these beautiful buildings. You can see the hill of Posillipo, another neighborhood of Napoli. The buildings of the Riviera di Chiaia, the Villa Comunale over there with another small park. And now we're gonna see the seaside. A lot of traffic. I forgot to mention that there is always a ton of traffic here, no matter the time of the day. So in addition to all the beauty, there's also this.
I really like this area of Napoli, Chiaia. It's one of my favorite neighborhoods. I especially like this area here on the seaside because there's a really long sidewalk. You can just walk forever. And in the summer, it's especially nice because when it's really hot and humid, this is a great place to take a walk. There's lots of restaurants, hotels, and you can always see the beautiful hill of Napoli with all the houses and beautiful buildings and colors. Also, I feel a little bit more at home here because behind me is the American consulate.
And here ends our walk today, all the way from the Floridiana, Vomero, down through Calata San Francesco, and here on the seaside, on the Riviera di Chiaia. It's been really fun, as usual. We have many more walks and explorations of the city of Napoli to come. The Neapolitan series has just started. And thank you, Marissa, for being an amazing camera person, and see you on the next one. Ciao.